Hey everyone, Jonathan here with another one. No fancy heritage moments, no videos in the middle, just absolutely straight to the point, going through the briefing from the federal government that we saw, that we released last week via PDF. Now I'm going to break it down and why it's so concerning. The first part is you look at the background. This is what producers signed up for. It wasn't supposed to be like this. That's why it's so upsetting. The combination of the high excise taxes and with the high markups and margins and other fees and everything else that's levied against producers. The background of legalization, as you can see here, was all about keeping taxes low, markups low, reasonable, covering operating costs, all the things we talked about. That's from the federal government. Their words, not mine. Then you get into it and you see what the reality is now. And now we're actually looking more like this is what we've got. And you see it here, which you see from the federal government's report, the Department of Finance, to their minister, advising them the state of the industry. And you see that 3 provinces are singled out for the amount of money that they're making, which is in some cases above and beyond the amount of excise duty that they've received. That's not what we signed up for. Again, it was supposed to be either A, taxes, or B, markup margin. But now we have both, not on to mention the fact that the excise tax on its own is exorbitantly high, and you have provinces like Ontario here that are charging additional excise on top of that. Something is the matter. So if you think, okay, normal rate of return, well, would these numbers be normal then? Not a chance. We're talking in some cases, and this is, by the way, per year. We're not talking cumulatively. This is per year when you have these 3 jurisdictions making this amount of money, even above and beyond their excise duties. We have an issue. So what's next? I'll tell you what's next. There's a clause in that same coordinated cannabis tax agreement which states this. And that means it's time for those duties to come back. These were gotten at a point when the provinces were in non-compliance with this agreement. Those duties should be returned back to the producers that earned them and that paid them. Unless we're talking about that big giant G word, which needs to be called out. It's greed. There's no other way it can be explained. If it's contrary to the objectives of legalization, if it's contrary to the taxation framework which supports the objectives of legalization, then it comes down to one word, greed. Okay, I lied. Maybe there will be a heritage video.
How can such a society be called civilized? If those appalling conditions don't change, that prison will explode!
Perhaps our lone lady member is too fragile to know what is normal in a prison.